President Trump pushes to fill the Supreme Court seat. His top contenders to replace Justice Ginsburg are conservative women.
Facebook turns their platform into a virtual registration drive to get out the vote. A USC professor questions the platform's intentions.
The CDC reversed new COVID-19 guidelines. We spoke to a health expert about the necessary steps we should be taking.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
President Trump plans to announce his pick for the U.S. Supreme Court this Friday or Saturday. I'm Hebroni reporting from Los Angeles.
And I'm Ani-Offiong, also in Los Angeles. Trump hopes to get his nominee through the Senate before the election. Our politics reporter Scorziell has the story.
President Trump is closely considering two female nominees to replace Ginsburg on the court, Judges Amy Coney Barrett and Barbara Lagoa. Trump has already met with Barrett, according to the Associated Press, and said he may meet with Lagoa later this week. Amy Coney Barrett currently sits on the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals. She is a former clerk for the late Justice Antonin Scalia, who was a constitutional originalist. She was also a finalist in 2018 for the Supreme Court seat now held by Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Judge Barrett is a former professor at Notre Dame Law School and a mother of 7. Barbara Lagoa is the second woman Trump is considering for Ginsburg's seat. Last year, Judge Lagoa was confirmed to sit on the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, which means that she has already been vetted and confirmed by the current Senate. A Cuban-American, Lagoa was the first Hispanic woman to sit on the Florida Supreme Court. Regardless of who Trump nominates, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has vowed to give the nominee a hearing. Democrats are accusing McConnell of breaking a precedent he set 4 years ago. In 2016, he refused to give Obama nominee Merrick Garland a hearing on the Senate floor because it was an election year. A Boston University law professor says the nomination hinges on whether Republicans will go along with McConnell.
If you really go by that precedent, then it shouldn't happen. And really, though, it just depends on whether a handful of Republican senators agree to maintain that tradition, because it's really just all in their hands. If they get a majority, they can do whatever they want. If he really says it's likely to be a woman, then it's going to be Amy Coney Barrett, I would think, and she's going to get it, and especially on the abortion issue.
Trump's nominee will likely be confirmed unless 4 Senate Republicans oppose it. So far, Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski and Maine Senator Susan Collins said the next president should decide who will fill the seat. I'm Scorziell reporting to you from Los Angeles, California. Back to you, Lauren.
This Wednesday and Thursday, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg will lie in repose at the Supreme Court. Ginsburg passed away from complications from pancreatic cancer last Friday. People have been mourning across the nation as they are here in Sacramento. A private burial will be held at Arlington National Cemetery next week.
If a conservative justice is appointed before the end of Trump's presidency, the future of women's reproductive rights could be at stake. We spoke with a U.S. district judge in Texas about his perspective on the future of Roe v. Wade.
I don't think Justice Ginsburg's death is going to do anything but stir up the political questions, because I'm pretty confident, after all of my experiences and education, the Supreme Court is not going to reverse Roe versus Wade, even if it gets there. I think the time of Roe v. Wade has been on the books too long, and people are used to it. And I think probably the majority support it now anyway, or don't care anymore.
Facebook is running a national ad campaign to get people registered to vote. The company says that it hopes to register 4 million people and that it's already registered 2.5 million. We spoke to a USC Annenberg professor who thinks that Facebook is trying to make good on its record of voter misinformation.
And 2.5 million is a good amount of registrations. And I think they've announced they want to register 4 million. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. The question is it enough after 4 years of voter misinformation? and they really haven't solved the voter misinformation problem.
Facebook's campaign, More Questions, More Answers, encourages users to visit voting information centers to ensure their vote is counted this election. Facebook says it will also live stream a virtual vote-a-thon tomorrow morning. It will include celebrities and public figures and feature stories from communities across the country.
A new evacuation order was issued today as the Bobcat Fire continues to burn in the Angeles National Forest. The fire is one of the largest in LA County history, burning more than 100,000 acres. The cause of the fire that started 2 weeks ago is still unknown. As the Bobcat Fire rages on, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has issued additional evacuation warnings for these areas: Mount Wilson Observatory, Antelope Valley Foothills, Juniper Hills, Valyermo, Camp Kobe, and Big Pine. An evacuation order now extends to residents south and west of Upper Big Tujunga Canyon Road, east of Los Angeles Forest Highway, and north of Los Angeles Crest Highway.
The CDC is once again under scrutiny regarding changes made to its coronavirus guidelines. Last Friday, the CDC updated its section on spreading COVID-19 to include the risk of tiny droplets called aerosols. This morning, those guidelines were taken down. We spoke to a preventative medicine expert to get more details.
CDC keeps issuing, do this, no, don't do this, no, do this. They lose credibility, and the confidence of the American public in what they say or what they should be doing raises this whole concern that I can't believe anything that public officials tell me. I can't believe what the public health officials tell me. I can't believe what the federal government tells me. I can't believe what my policymakers are telling me. And so then the question becomes, who do I believe? Unfortunately, people turn to all kinds of crazy places for information. So people then start to just gossip among each other, or go to Facebook, or do whatever they do, go to Twitter, and then they get erroneous information often, not always, but often, and that can then create other problems.
The current CDC guidelines recommend that people wear a mask in public, maintain social distance, wash their hands frequently, monitor their health, be wary of symptoms, and get a flu shot. If followed correctly, these precautions will help prevent transmission of the virus. The Instagram account Trojan Spreaders is posting videos of USC students engaging in risky COVID-19 activities. It shows students attending large gatherings, not wearing masks, and not following social distancing guidelines. This kind of behavior is especially concerning for those who are immunocompromised.
It's easy to get tested with USC. It's free. It's on campus. Like they're kind of like no excuses at this point. And to wear your mask. Also, they're passing out free masks at USC. If you can't do that, then you're selfish. You don't care about like your community. You don't care about like just the people that you have to interact with, like the cashier at the Trader Joe's. It's crazy that you can be so privileged to the point where you don't care about like anybody around you in the surrounding community.
As registration dates for the spring semester loom, some USC students are considering taking a leave of absence if online instruction continues next year.
I took a leave of absence because of the fact that I am horrible at online Zoom classes, and I just don't retain a lot of the information that I'm getting taught. It's more of a, here's the information, gotta quickly memorize it, and then take the test, and then boom, out of my mind, onto the next thing.
If spring semester ends up being online again, I don't think it'll be that bad, just because I'm already getting used to it right now. So it'll be something I'm already used to. I still have an amazing network of friends that I have now that are in my major and that are just in USC in general. So I know that I can stay connected. I can stay on top of my classes.
A leave of absence is a temporary leave from the university, and it usually lasts for 1 semester or 1 year. It communicates to the university that the student plans on continuing their studies in the future, but will not be enrolling in the upcoming term. For more info, go to loa.usc.edu.
I'm Rachel Grode, reporting from Los Angeles, here to give you all the latest on LA sports. The Western Conference Finals are well underway, with the Nuggets making it interesting for the Lakers. The Lakers were down by 1 with 2 seconds left last night when Anthony Davis hit a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. The Mamba mentality was definitely in the air last night. Davis finished the game with 31 points and LeBron James scored 26. Davis yelled Kobe after his game-winning shot in honor of the late Lakers legend, Kobe Bryant.
Time we put on those jerseys, obviously, we're representing him. But, especially in those jerseys, it's his jerseys, the ones he created. So anytime we put it on, we feel like we want to win.
Social media lit up with support for Davis, with fans and teammates hyping him up for his Game 2 performance. LeBron took to Instagram telling fans to put some more respect on Davis's name, while accounts such as SportsCenter and House of Highlights praised Davis in the comments. The Lakers will play the Nuggets tomorrow night for Game 3. Now let's see what's happening on the field with all the NFL latest from Carlo Jiménez.
Thanks, Rachel. I'm Carlo Jiménez, reporting from Campbell, California. While there was no USC football this weekend, there were plenty of former Trojans making big plays around the NFL on Sunday. We start in Tampa Bay, where running back Ronald Jones was handing out stiff arms as he waltzes into the end zone for 6. Buccaneers would go on to win 31-17. From Tampa Bay to LA, Robert Woods' pockets were feeling good after his $65 million extension, and so were the Rams as Woods scores on the end around. LA is now 2-0 with the 37-19 win. A lot of Trojans made plays on the offensive end this week, but how about this sack by Everson Griffin, a big-time play in the fourth that helped the Cowboys come back over the Atlanta Falcons in a wild one. And finally, to the rookie USC class, Michael Pittman Jr. with a snag for 16 yards as he would pick up 4 receptions to total 37 yards in the Colts win. No surprise, a lot of former Trojans making plays around the league. That's all for sports. Now let's toss it back to our anchors.
Fans are raving on Twitter about Zendaya's Emmy Award for Best Lead Actress in a Drama Series. The 24-year-old's win for her role in Euphoria makes her the youngest ever to win an award in this category. Celebrities Rozolis-Hill and SZA took to Twitter to applaud Zendaya for her Emmy Award. Rozolis-Hill simply tweeted Zendaya for the win, and SZA tweeted she will binge watch Euphoria for the first time.
That wraps it up for us on this Monday. Thanks for tuning in.
From all of us at Annenberg TV News, have a good night.